Good morning, this is day 3 on the alkaline diet, and I'm now going through the detoxing symptoms which I said that I would be going through yesterday, the headaches, etc. Now detox, I mean, everyone knows what detoxing is. It's kind of now accepted by everyone. You ask someone what detoxing is, and they know what it is, and they know that you go through a certain amount of pain, and you do it if you're feeling rough, or you want to feel better, and there's always people would often say, they do it because they may have been eating a poor diet or something, and that's their reason, that's their understanding of it. But I previously I've been eating a really healthy diet. So why am I going through a detoxing? Why am I detoxing? And that's really the alkaline diet is a common sense, your own common sense, coming to conclusions really, about how the body works and really works, and what's really going on. That's the kind of thing. Why am I detoxing if the food I was eating was healthy? These things don't make sense, and you have to ask yourself these questions. There's a lot of questions. Like, for instance, why, if we're eating the food, and it's apparently the doctors say the food is digested in your stomach with acid. Of course, anyone knows you can't, once acid mixes with the food, it's now acid food, isn't it? And you can't, if you think of it logically, you can't have acid food going into your small intestines, because it would, burn a hole in your small intestines, wouldn't it? So therefore, logically thinking, the stomach isn't a digestive system, and Robert Young points out that it's an alkalizing system. It alkalizes the food, and the food actually doesn't touch the acid, and the acid is a byproduct of the process of creating bicarbonate of soda, which actually is the real function of the stomach. Anyway, that's so it's all about common sense. The whole thing is about understanding the body in a new way. So anyway, I'm deviating from it. So yeah, I woke up this morning with a headache, a really bad headache actually, and I was a bit dehydrated. So I made myself a green drink. I made the one with wheatgrass and the 4 mineral salts. Now, the thing about being flushed down the toilet is that you've got to make sure you pull the handle, well. Otherwise, it's not going to flush properly. And it's a bit like that with detoxing. You've got to go for it. So I had that the mineral salts, and the even though I didn't really want to feel like drinking it, I had the mineral salts and the wheatgrass. Now, obviously, now the other thing I had was a headache, and actually I'll just mention something else. The thing is with detox is that what you want to do when you wake up and you've got a headache and you feel rough is you just want to lay there and you know, wish it went away. But you can't do that. Like I said, you've got to, you know, you've got to really go for it. So the other thing to do, which I did, was do a bit of exercise. Now, you know, this isn't, I'm not at a health centre place like, you know, the Costa del Sol, Robert Young's beautiful place. Although, you know, it's nice where I live, but yeah, and I'm on my own here, you know. So what I did was I started moving my body. So I just kind of started doing this with my arms, you know, moving up and down, you know, and you know, I didn't really feel like doing it, obviously, because I had a bad headache and I'd just woken up. But I was like, you know, jumping up and down, you know, high level, low level, and just doing this with my arms, you know, as fast as I could, you know, and you know, just doing this you know, do all this sort of thing, just moving about really, and that had an effect on my body. You know, a pleasurable effect, a positive, pleasurable effect. I felt more oxygenated, and also I could, you know, I could feel the air in my lungs, and yeah, it was a nice feeling. And that was contrary to the headache, and that contrast between the two was really enough to kind of shift the headache, because most headaches, I think, are tension headaches. So if you're feeling a certain pleasure and then you have the headache, it kind of I'm not sure whether a tension headache is actually a bit like a cramp. You know, once you get a cramp, you kind of you can't really release it unless you relax. So yeah, so that it kind of helped me relax. But also, what it's also doing with the exercise is actually helping the lymph, which because if the acid that's in your body, which let's call it toxin, is in your tissues, it wants to get into your bloodstream, and it does that through your lymph system. So, and the lymph hasn't got a pump on there, so you need to move to shift it, to move it. Yeah, so we'll be doing quite a lot of exercise, moving about, because these headaches, what they seem to do from I remember previously, what they tend to do is when you stagnate, they start to get worse. So yeah, so I'll be doing that a lot, doing, you know, the exercises. I think that the just moving about is actually less. It's not a commitment, is it? And it's, you know, easy to do. So yeah, that's. I will be getting the stinger nettles and the grass and making a juice, which is you know, with a juice extractor, and I'm going to see. That would be interesting to see what it tastes like. you know, again, another theory that everything in nature that's close by, that's in abundance, is actually is good for you and is what you should be eating, which kind of, you know, makes sense. If you look at other animals like coots and anything else, they just eat what's around them and they live. You know, why can't we do the same? Anyway, we'll see how that goes. All right, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you.